Ra. I am Dr. Minister Vermont Prince for the Om Institute, Church of Christ Consciousness for Worldwide Hope. Yes, I have some real deep information about Valentine's Day for you people. But first, let me say it is all about the supreme holiness of the female, rooted in the sacred truth of her sexuality. She holy. All right, warriors. Back at it. Another one exposing or revealing, I don't even like to use the term expose, it's too overused, revealing the essence behind the Valentine's Day holy day. First of all, holy holiday is really broken into two words, holy and day, HOLI and day, or days. So being multiple or plural. HOLI is really HOLY, holy. And days is DAYS or DAZE, days. Holy is something that has not been mixed, diluted, or tampered. In other words, it's pure. Days is a trance or state of meditation. So you have holy and days. You have pure trance or pure state of a pure meditative state. Now, all these things from Christmas to Easter to Thanksgiving to Halloween and 4th of July, Valentine's, all these holidays, these pure meditative states are rituals that's designed to do something. When a ritual is done, when it's done, it puts you in a pure state, a meditative state, in a trance, so to speak. But what the ritual is based on is most important. So, for instance, if a cannibal does a ritual and you buy into the ritual, it can have the potential to turn you into a cannibal or a type of cannibal. You might not go out and eat people, but you might find yourself eating excessive animals and wanting to eat them more raw than cooked. If a person does a ritual about stealing, you may find yourself stealing more or wanting to. They don't have to be physical things. You could be stealing from people in a sense of expression. Like you could be stealing people's happiness. You might be stealing people's ideas or whatever it is. So it depends on what the ritual is based on and how you buy into it. This is why I'm going to be revealing. I don't expose, I reveal the science behind things and the psychology behind things. All of these holy days, these pure trance states are centered around sexuality. That's the key to everything. Because sex is the foundation of everything. You have to build a lie based on truth. Sex is the ultimate truth. And that's what you build your lie on. In other words, if I'm a con person and I want to clean your bank account out, the con and anything I could possibly do doesn't matter if there's no money in there. It doesn't matter if I don't ever get into your account. In order for me to run my con or even rob or steal or even put money into your account, you have to have an account. The account has to exist. It has to be real. If I'm going to take, something realistic has to be in that account. If I'm going to give, then the account itself has to exist. But in both cases, the account have to exist because I can't take out if there's no account. If there's no account, there's nothing to put in. You can't put it in the account if it doesn't exist. I can't take out of the account if it doesn't exist. So the account has to exist. It has to be, the whole premise is it has to be based on a real thing. Okay. So that's the science of these holy days, these pure trance states, these rituals that we call them, satanic sacrifices, blood sacrifices, and different things of that nature. It's different ones. They're not all blood sacrifices. They're different kind of stuff, but these holidays are sacrifices as well. They're forms of witchcraft and sorcery as well. Now, when you look at the Valentine's Day. I'm going to skip through some things real quick. First of all, one of the things that it does is, oh, okay. Okay. You see Cupid. Before I go to the Cupid, I'm going to go here. What is that? That's even better. You typically see the heart in the Cupid. That's very, very, very important. That heart represents many things, but first thing it represents is the vagina. When you look at an inverted triangle, which is basically a triangle upside down, like you see a pyramid with the point is at the top, and an inverted triangle, the point is at the bottom. The point that's at the top is at the bottom, is pointed down. It looks like it could be a heart. A heart is just a rounded triangle, an inverted triangle, which is a symbol of the woman's womb, her vagina. Now, it's red because that's the color of the female. That's the color that represents the sacred divine feminine, not pink. Pink is a watered down version of red. Pink is just red mixed with a little bit of white. As you can see here, there's white mixing with the red. That's pink. They say blue is for boys, pink is for girls, blue is for boys. But the opposite of blue is red, not pink. So therefore, we know that if the opposite of blue is red, then obviously red represents the divine feminine. What they use pink for a lot is because pink can be related to the child. Like they use blue, they use a light blue. That represents boys or people that are underage. Pink represents girls or women that are underage, females underage. So a lot of that is dealing with pedophilia, sex rituals, and stuff like that they are programming and they're doing behind the scenes. A lot of the powers that be, the elitists. But anyway, for adults, it's red. For all, it's red and it's blue. It's really no difference. But that's why they use the different colors, the light forms of it. Anyway, you see that white figure? He has a bow and arrow. It's always usually a boy. You can't really always tell because at those ages, a lot of times children look the same. You really don't really see the genitalia region to know if it's a boy or girl. And a lot of boys and girls look similar at a very young age like that. But anyway, you see pulling back and shooting the arrow. And the arrow usually does what? Goes into the heart. That arrow represents the penis going into the vagina. This being right here is usually white. They usually show it's not representing Caucasian people. No, it has wings. It can fly. It's considered to be an angel. What it really is a semen, a speck of sperm. It represents sperm, which typically is whitish to clearish, and comes from the astral region. Now, that's somebody shooting, but I'm going back to this right now. So, that's really the science behind Valentine's Day. You have the heart, which is the vagina, the arrow, which is the penis, the bow, which is represent, the scrotum, because when you put the arrow in and you pull it back, if you ever look at the arrow being pulled back, is right in the middle. So you have the top half above the arrow and the bottom half below the arrow. That represents two different regions, or the testicles. And in the middle there's the sperm, and then the Cupid itself is the semen, and it shoots the heart. And when it shoots the arrow, it shoots the heart with the arrow. And when that happens, you supposed to fall in love. I've been teaching you for the longest time that love is not what we people think it is. What they call love in the regular world, it's really just attachments. It's really just pleasure seeking. It's really just insecurities. It's not love. Love is something that exists at the 1080 frequency going into the 1081. Outside of this matrix is 1081. Right on the cusp or the doorway of the matrix is 1080. Love that's what they call unconditional love. You've heard people talking about that, and they say the type of love that children have that's pure is like, it's not contingent upon what you do for me or how you treat me. You could try to treat a child really, really good. If a child look at you and don't like you and don't want to be dealt, they'll shun you. And a child will tell you the truth because it has no hidden agenda. That's one of the sciences behind what really love is. Love is just pure truth. Love is God. What people are calling God and worshiping and getting on their knees, they're really reaching out to love. True, pure love. It exists at the 1080 frequency. 360 degrees is a complete circle. That's one circle. Then another 360 is another circle. And another 360 is another circle. That's three rings together. 3 times 360 is 1080. That's why it's the doorway. But then when you step outside, it goes a little further. That's when you're right at the cusp. You're in the threshold of it at 1080. You're seeing, you're at the veil. Look, you're so close to the veil, you can see through the veil and see the face of God. Once you hit 1081, boom, that's when you're in the embrace of